I would always compare myself and being jealous of all these girls who were in these friend groups. When you're alone, you figure out a lot of things that you have never known about yourself. When you're completely alone with no friends, I feel like there's a certain breakthrough that you probably never had. Am I worthy of having friends? Don't ever let having no friends stop you from living your dream life. Just to give you a little bit of context, I do a lot of things by myself. I've always had trouble to keep friends long term. Like as a kid, I was pretty extroverted, but I would always make friends with people who then reveal themselves to be toxic. And then I would distance myself from them. Especially in my early teenage years, I felt so ashamed of being alone. I would always compare myself and being jealous of all these girls who were in these friend groups because I craved it. But as I've gotten older, I realized that having no friends, it's completely okay. When you're alone, you figure out a lot of things that you have never known about yourself, because when you're in a group, you tend to follow what others are doing. You want to do that thing because you want their company, which is completely fine, but you don't realize what you really want. Because you like this activity because you're doing it together with that friend, right? But that doesn't mean that you're going to like this activity if you had no friends to hang out with. All you have is yourself. So you do things that you genuinely, personally love, right? Obviously, it's very, very normal to crave friendships, to crave connection. And it's normal to feel lonely when you have none. I feel like when we are lonely, we feel bad. And we tend to think that we shouldn't feel like that. But the thing that you need to understand is that it's normal. It's normal to feel lonely. It's normal to crave the company of others. And instead of putting myself down and pushing that feeling away, I just tell myself that it's normal. I'm just a normal human being. It should be a problem if I didn't want to socialize with other people. And friendships can also make you feel lonely. Just because you are in a group setting doesn't mean you're going to feel seen and connected, right? Sometimes when you're in a group of people, you're going to feel like you don't belong. You feel like, oh my god, I don't feel very included and seen. Nobody gives a shit about me. I'm just here because I want their company, even though I don't really enjoy their company. So would you rather feel lonely by yourself or feeling lonely in a group? Personally, I would rather be alone by myself. Literally, what's the point in hanging out with people who make you feel lonely? When you're in a friend group, you're going to get influenced by them, you're going to fixate on them and follow what they want to do. You become so focused on them instead of being focused on what you really want. You don't care about your goals because some of you want to just hold on to these friends because you just feel like you've been alone for so long. Instead of think, what if they leave me and I'm going to be alone again? And that's completely normal. We all want connections. And sometimes you might lose focus on your goals and passion and you tend to set that aside. And it's something that you do also subconsciously. And obviously it's not their fault. It's your fault. I feel you. I did that too. When you're completely alone with no friends, I feel like there's a certain breakthrough that you probably never had. Of course, it gets dark and sad sometimes, but it can also be a breakthrough. You realize how capable you are to do literally everything by yourself. And once you get into a friend group, that mindset is going to still exist within you. When you're completely alone, you realize that you have to do a lot of things by yourself, and it's scary. You're like, oh my god, I cannot do this. I cannot go shopping alone. I cannot go out in the city center, do my 10k steps. I have to do it with someone else. BS, you can do this. I am proof of that. I've been doing this for months and I love it. And I've gained so much confidence because of this. Sometimes I feel like we tend to just overthink too much, and it's a waste of energy because it's literally a waste of energy to think about it 24/7. Just do it. I promise you that it's going to feel lighter and better each time you do it. The first time is always going to be the hardest. When you do it for the first time, you're going to realize that it's not as scary as you thought. I feel like sometimes when you have no friends, you tend to want to prove yourself. You tend to think, am I worthy of having friends? Then you start to performing and do things to be liked. But the thing is that you are worthy of friends. You can better yourself, of course, but you need to do it for you, for the right reasons. Not to prove it to anyone else, because you are already worthy of having friends. I had this negative mindset where I thought, oh my god, I'm not worthy of friends. Am I going to be able to make friends in the future? And I was thinking all these things back in middle school where I was isolating myself. I was mute. I was talking to nobody and I was so shy and anxious. I was blaming myself for being shy. I started to socialize more, but then I wouldn't then I told myself that just because now I'm shy and anxious doesn't mean that I don't deserve friendships. Just because you have no friends currently doesn't mean that you are less worthy compared to other people who do. Sometimes you just need to realize that we just haven't found our people yet. Once you realize how capable you are when you're alone, it's almost like a superpower in how your happiness can come from within yourself. When you just reach a point where you don't need anyone to complete you, you can spread happiness when you are happy. If you're unhappy, how the hell are you going to spread happiness? Once you're able to find happiness within yourself, it can make interactions with others lighter, more joyful, and you're going to attract more people. Sometimes, especially in the past, I was very insecure in the interactions. I would be so self-conscious on what if they realize that I have all these issues and the bad traits. And now that I became more happy and confident with myself, all the interactions that I have with all these strangers and new people are much more positive, which is why I really believe that you should really find happiness first within yourself and enjoy your company first. You want to move in that country alone? You're going to move in that country alone. When you do these things, it's going to build your confidence. And once you become confident, you're going to realize how much you can do by yourself. And you're becoming happier within yourself. And at the same time, you're attracting people. So it's like a win-win. And obviously, when people come, don't make the mistake that I've been making in romanticizing their potential. Focusing on, oh my god, who they're going to become. They're going to become this and that. You're creating this illusion of who they are without realizing that in reality, maybe they have these toxic traits that you may are ignoring because of that. And then you left disappointed once they show their true toxic side, and that's when you're going to obviously let them go because they're just not meant for you. And I'm not saying that everyone is toxic. Sometimes you're just going to meet people who are just not aligned with you. At the same time, when you are hanging out with all these people, you need to still spend some time along with yourself so you don't lose yourself again. When you hang out with people, obviously, yeah, you're always going to change your identity, but you need to hold on to what feels true to you. Remind yourself of your values with who you hang out with. I do a lot of things myself, a lot. And life sometimes can feel lonely, especially when I'm home alone. The thing that it really makes it more enjoyable and less lonely is to find things that you really enjoy doing. And it's normal to feel lonely when you have no one to talk to, but don't let that stop you from living. Don't ever let having no friends stop you from living your dream life, okay? Because your life does not depend on other people. All you have is yourself, and that's enough. All you need to do is to believe in yourself. You realize how much you can achieve when you're by yourself. You become unstoppable. The reason why you're going to become unstoppable is that you're no longer gonna have this fear inside of you of, oh my god, I want to do this with another person, I don't want to do it by myself. But then you'll be like, I'm going to do it, I'm going to go and achieve that thing by myself, even though it feels scary at first. I personally went to the cinema alone, I went to eat at restaurants alone. All this alone time, I got to discover my passion at literally 14 years old, which is content creation, talking about self-development. I realized that just because you don't have friends, it doesn't mean that you are not going to be able to achieve your dreams. And yeah, guys, I wish that someone have told me all these things when I was younger. You're going to find good and aligned people along the way. But for now, you just need to focus on yourself, your goals and passions. Figure out who you are and who your passions are if you hadn't. Because sometimes you just need to let people miss out on you. And this video is going to go deeper into it. Yeah, see you there, Dream Aligner.